Hey, yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast, presented by DJ City. Big shout to DJ City. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. I got DJ Never here.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
I got DJ D Miles.
What's good? What's good?
I got Jamie the Great.
Yeah, what up? What up?
What up, fellas? How y'all feeling? We are back on the Zoom because one of us,
Not gonna say who.
kind of. Well, you explain, Jamie. You're the one that kind of fucked up, right?
I didn't fuck up.
Yeah.
I was around somebody else that
You were on.
tested positive.
You were running around the Las Vegas Strip on 4th of July, blowing a bunch of tourists, right?
butt ass naked. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
You were giving hand jobs to different tourists on the Strip, right? You couldn't take it.
They were giving me tacos. I was giving out blowies. Yeah, I just happened to be around somebody else that was positive, so I had a retest, and here we are. And sorry, guys, but it's me again.
So we had big plans for 4th of July weekend. Big plans, right?
Big plans. Extravaganza plans.
We actually didn't have any really big plans.
It was
gonna be the takeover.
You know what? I'm kind of glad we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything for 4th of July because I feel like 4th of July is kind of a bullshit holiday nowadays, right? I don't really look at it the same.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of weird because I feel like, well, at least for me, I still saw mad minorities celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it kind of made me wonder where they stand with the holiday.
D, they're not woke like us. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not as woke.
Yeah,
they're still asleep. Do you understand?
It was just weird.
Still asleep.
It's not weird. You know what? A perfect example is like when Kaepernick, when everybody was saying ban it, stop watching NFL because of Kaepernick, and everybody stopped it. But then when like the Super Bowl weekend hit, everybody had NFL parties, Super Bowl parties.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's just like, I don't know, man. Our people need to do better. That's all.
But it's
What do you mean by our people? Like the human race or like black people?
I saw a lot of Mexicans blowing up a bunch of fireworks, but I think that was just in their plans anyway. And a lot of people were saying they were celebrating family and not 4th of July. So there's an excuse for that.
It's just a coincidence that the 4th of July happens to fall on that family.
On a family day, yeah.
LA looked like Desert Storm with all the fireworks. Like every 5 block radius, there were fireworks. Did you guys see that?
Every 3 blocks.
Saw that.
Did you guys see that Twitter video of the camera panning across the city? Mm-hmm. And it was just like explosions and like everything. It was insane.
It looked like it could have been a video game.
And that lasted till 4 a.m, by the way.
People were saying it looked like the opening, the scene in Blade Runner. If you ever seen that shit when the city was, it shit looked crazy. Yeah, 4th of July. What was going on in Vegas? Did any of you guys go out besides Jamie, who was like blowing people on the Strip?
Nah, I stayed in, man.
Jamie was like, sit on my face.
Bring it on, baby.
Big drink.
Yeah, with one of those big, like you were the douchebag with one of those big drinks out there.
Dude, I had it over my shoulder. Nah, Vegas looked like there was no pandemic and no virus going on.
Even those like screenshots we saw that we were sharing with people on the airplanes and those full ass flights.
Yeah.
That was scary. Like just seeing all those people coming in like that, like nothing was wrong. It kind of steered me away. I mean, I probably wouldn't have went to the Strip anyway because I don't have anything going on like that. But it was just to see that many people coming in town, knowing the severity of the situation that's going on with the pandemic was surprising. I thought it would have been a slowdown, but it didn't seem like it really was much one.
I'm so sick. I'm so sick of talking about COVID, man. And like, I don't want to talk about it. Every week we have this like recording and I don't want to talk about it. And we end up talking about it because it's just, it seems so repetitive.
Yeah.
Like everything that's going on.
It's something new goes on every week. It's not like it's the same thing that happened weeks ago. It's like new cases keep developing every week.
Yeah, but I feel like the solution is the same. Like it's the same fucking solution, but people aren't getting the shit. And
not listening.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not.
Are you guys ready for another lockdown if it gets presented this week?
If there is another lockdown, I think there's going to be major. I think it's going to be some really ugly shit. Because I've been talking to a lot of people, DJs, non-DJs. I've been texting. I've been on the phone. I've been texting with them. And everyone's at like a weird breaking point. Everyone's kind of losing it right now. Or they're at right? They're just at this like
like meltdowns.
Yeah, I feel like reality is finally setting in, and they're like, "Holy shit!" Like this, because everyone thought that we were gonna reopen in July. Let's be honest.
Somebody said 4 months.
Yeah, everyone said July, August at the latest. But now I think people are really seeing like, "Holy shit! This is not, this is not gonna. We're not gonna. Yeah, this isn't gonna work." And like, no one gives a shit about our industry right now. I mean, it's hard to give a shit about our industry right now. Even our industry trying to survive right now looks semi-douchey. It's like. You're not putting the people's welfare first. You're trying to make like the fact anyone trying to convince themselves that an indoor bar is safe. Do you know what I'm saying? Right now is out of their fucking minds. Mm-hmm. It's not. There's no way. I mean, even anything outdoors, it can, that can be slightly dangerous, but I mean, that's definitely better than an indoor nightclub or bar. Yeah. And what a lot of people were wilding out. Atlanta was wilding out. They were having crazy pool parties.
Yeah, man. The Baby had a concert.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was like 16,000 people. No, 1,600 people.
1,600 people?
That's insane.
Yeah.
See,
the only thing they did was like they checked the temperatures when they walked in the venue.
That's irresponsible. Do you think that's irresponsible of the Baby to commit to that show?
It is, definitely.
Does he really need the money? Come on, baby.
That's he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the exposure. You know what I mean?
He doesn't need to try and stay relevant. Like he's probably top 3 rappers in the world right now. I don't think.
He has the best-selling album of 2020.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, he could release a merch shirt and make some money. Like you don't have to do the fucking show.
I don't know, man. I think at this point it's all going crazy and shit. There was a bunch of like shootings and killings this weekend as well.
That was insane.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. That was crazy.
We spoke about that like maybe the last episode. Is that just another sign of like the police saying like screw you, we're not helping you, like we're not coming to your aid kind of thing?
I think that's a definite possibility. Yeah. I think they're just not as adamant to do the work. It also could be that they're maybe overextended, like dealing with certain protests. Mm-hmm. But we're not really seeing. I don't really know what the answer is. Chicago, 80 people were shot, 15 were killed. A lot of them were kids, right?
A couple of them was, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of them were kids.
I don't even know how that happened. It was just like people wilding the fuck out. And I think it's only in a matter of time before, I guess, all the degenerates and all the criminals out there are being like, yo, there's no police presence out there. Yeah. It's a fucking free-for-all. And as crime goes up, people are going to want to defend themselves. People are going to want to buy guns.
Yeah.
And then you're probably going to see more shootings and more deaths, I think. In New York, there were 63 people shot, 18 people killed this weekend. That's really high for New York.
It is, yeah. That's like some Detroit type of numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say now, because in Detroit, I think the economy was so poor that they couldn't fund police. And that's why they had those high crime rates. Yeah. But if you call 911, there's a good chance the police is not going to show up.
Nope.
At this point. I mean, I'm even seeing like certain videos right now, and like people are like, I'm going to call the police, and motherfuckers like laughing, like, yeah, like, what the fuck? They're not gonna come. Like, what the fuck? Nothing's gonna happen, really. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everything is kind of like you got to take care of your own shit at this point.
Yeah.
And you didn't hear about those killings at all in the media or anywhere really, because I didn't until Never pointed it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They talked about it, but if you go on the news and shit, I mean, if you go on the website and online, they was talking about it a lot.
They're for sure talking about that Kanye shit, but none about the killings.
Oh yeah! Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So we'll see what's more important,
Well, I mean, let's briefly talk about the Kanye shit because I can't really take it seriously, and I don't want to give him that much attention, even on this shitty podcast.
Oh my god! Pretty much, he's running for president this year.
Yeah,
that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He's been claiming that for the past 4 years. He said that 2016 that he was running for president as well.
After a psycho meeting with like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a report that came out that says he can't run in certain states or something like that? Like something.
I don't think this is. I think this is all.
Well, he has to run as an independent.
Oh, okay.
I think this is all promotion. This is all self-promotion.
For Gap.
I don't know what it is, but you know him, like we rarely hear from Kanye, and then when he comes out, he has a whole bunch of new music. He has a new Ty Dolla $ign song. He has a new Travis Scott song. He has a new Travis Scott song.
He has a new project with Dr. Dre coming out.
Yeah, and then we're hearing about obviously Gap, Yeezy, and then what's going to get him more press. What they announced him as like a multi-billionaire, didn't they? All at the same time. He's having meetings with Elon Musk. He's really just kind of like utilizing the media, to just.
Isn't that being selfish?
Yeah, of course it is. He's to further push his agenda, but I don't know what these motherfuckers know that we don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't get to have a meeting with Elon Musk, and I don't know who Elon Musk is in the pocket of, or who he has in his pocket. So I don't know what his agenda is.
I feel like if Elon Musk is involved, he's definitely pushing something, like whether it's his electric train system or pushing more stuff for his automobiles or something that's going to benefit him. I mean, electrical plants, who knows? Like all those things that he needs that could benefit his brand.
Mm-hmm.
What they gotta do is find that fucking cure, bro. All this fucking talk about everything else.
I mean, even if there's the talk of a cure, there's all this like conspiracy theorists saying not to take the vaccine. So now you're gonna have a whole bunch of people who aren't gonna want to take the vaccine.
Yeah,
because they're gonna say they're saying that the vaccine, which Bill Gates is like in charge of, right? He's like funding the research for, is basically saying that he wants to desterilize. He wants to unfertilize like women, like black women, and like make all black men sterile with this vaccine.
That's crazy.
To stop stop procreation between like the black race in America.
That is crazy.
And then there was like, and there was
that's bullshit though, man. Remember, I don't know if you remember back in the days when we had the sodas in New York. I forgot the name of that brand. They said that it wasn't Surge. It was something else, but it was only distributed in the black and Hispanic neighborhoods, and they were supposedly supposed to fertilize the black man, so we won't be able to have any more kids.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Cactus Cooler?
it did different names for each soda, but it was something like that.
So motherfuckers stopped drinking that shit.
No, it's fucked up. Motherfuckers still drinking it because it was like 50 cents a bottle. Compared to spending $1.25 for a Coke.
So there used to be a rumor when I was a teenager, like don't drink Mountain Dew because it would make you like sterile. Did you ever hear that? Did you ever hear that, Jamie?
Yeah, it makes your dick small because a Mellow 5 or something like that. That was
just
one ingredient on the soda Mountain Dew that make your dick small or some shit like that. And motherfuckers are still drinking that shit. So yeah.
Oh man.
Wait, so have you guys ever taken a flu shot? I've never taken a flu shot.
I don't think I have either.
Not since I was a kid.
Yeah,
I never taken a flu shot. Never.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna take the vaccine or no?
Nope. No, I don't trust it.
Why don't you trust it? Wait, but why don't y'all don't believe these conspiracy
Because
theories?
remember the flu shots, they used to say if you take the flu shots like recently that you got worse off. You'll get even more sick than you originally was.
Yeah.
Because they inject the virus in you.
Yeah. I don't trust it. I won't take it.
You won't do it?
Dude, same thing.
Unless I was on deathbed and that was like the only way you could survive if you take this vaccine. Then
I'm with you.
Do it. But I'm not.
Yeah, I just never understood the logic of injecting yourself with a disease in order to cure to cure the disease. It just didn't really add up. I'm pretty sure the last time I had a flu shot, I was probably like 11 or 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm with never.
Yeah.
If I'm in the deathbed, Cricket, let them put that vaccine, bro.
If it helps, if it helps not, then fuck it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm already on the way out. Fuck it, you know.
Well, it's not going to help then, and you have to have your immune system, and your body just has to it's basically conditioning your body to be able to fight it off, right?
Yeah.
It's giving it a small enough dose so that your body can pretty much fight it off, and then kind of have it regulate.
To it.
Yeah, and then you become immune to it,
So do you think we should all do that? We should all go ahead and get flu shots this year?
I don't know, because it just seems so crazy what's going on right now. I don't really trust anything or trust anything I hear. So for me, I'd rather see what happens first to the other people that do it. Like, I'm not going to buy the first iPhone 12, You buy the first iPhone 12, and then I'll see how that motherfucker works, and then, maybe I'll cop it. But I feel like that's where everyone is on the table. As far as these holiday weekends and everything coming up, Labor Day's coming up, right?
Yeah.
It seems like Americans and America are conditioned into these holidays, right? D, you were talking about this earlier.
Yeah. I think for me, like even this past weekend, 4th of July has been a part of our lives for all of us since we were kids. And so it symbolizes for the majority of us a lot more than just what it stood for when the laws passed that America was free from the British. It became like a family thing. As a kid, it's summertime. You're at a barbecue with your family. You might go on a trip. You might, all these different things that you associate with the holiday other than what it really stands for. So I feel like it's hard to separate that now because we've been so conditioned in our adult lives from when we were kids. Like, I have a niece and nephew and they're 10 years old. They don't necessarily understand what's going on in the world. They may have an idea, but all they know is that 4th of July, they associate that with a summer holiday for them to go have fun. Mm-hmm. They don't understand what's behind it present day in 2020 and how deep it's going to get. Pause. But they don't understand maybe the protesting. They don't understand Juneteenth. They don't understand all these things of why people were switching up with how they feel about the 4th of July. All they understand is this is our time to have fun in the summer. And I think that's the same to be said with Labor Day, maybe, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like, how do you cancel those things that have been such a big part of your life? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how you do it and completely just wash it out. Mm-hmm. And you see it because I even over the weekend, like I saw more, maybe a lot of minorities that were still out celebrating and saying Happy 4th. And I'm like, damn, I wish this dude didn't say Happy 4th. Like, it would have been cool to just be like, yo, like, I'm out at a barbecue with my family. Like, but they're still acknowledging the holiday, saying Happy 4th, wearing American flag T-shirts. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's just ingrained in us. It's almost like, not to get too deep, but it made me think about how we've made the N-word so acceptable. It's a horrible thing to call another person the N-word, but we've conditioned ourselves to make it an acceptable thing in hip hop culture, and to the point now where other races are saying it, and we don't say anything. No one cares anymore. Like, some people may get offended, but for the most part, it's just become a common word, and it shouldn't be. And that I know I kind of went off topic a little bit, but I've been thinking about that. Like, we have made the N-word so acceptable that's one thing that you can look at to say, like, it's you turn a negative into a positive, but I don't know if it's a positive. I think we negligently allowed others to say that word, and now it's bad. I look at it as bad. Like, I myself am trying not to use that word at all. As far as the 4th of July and other holidays, I think it's going to be extremely tough to disassociate ourselves with.
But it's hard to do that. Like, you just felt like this year, right? Or did you feel like this last year?
I think this is the first year that I've really given it thought and paid attention to it, and paid attention to what it means to me and what it could possibly mean to others. Like,
I feel the past
4th of July was just like cool, like fireworks, barbecue.
Exactly, man. It's going to take time. I feel like it's going to take time for people to realize.
I never really thought about what the 4th of July meant on a historical sense.
Yeah, especially with everything that's going on right now. Now you start to think about it differently. So it's going to take time for people to realize that the 4th of July isn't what it seems to be. It's totally different. So
I think for me, as like I'm not a 9-to-5 guy. I haven't been a 9-to-5 guy where you work Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. Like, I kind of control my hours and what days I work. So for me, changing the holidays doesn't mean anything to me. But that's completely different to, a family with, the parents who work 9-to-5s planning shit with their kids. It's like, whether they like it or not, they've got to use this time that, the country has given them to, like, spend time with their family. So I completely understand that, you know what I'm saying? But, and it's going to be hard to eliminate these holidays, because in the end, there's big money behind these holidays.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, a lot of, there's probably a lot of cities and a lot of states that rely on 4th of July and all of these things. Yeah. And it's just like, how do you stop that? You can't really stop that as much as,
Yeah.
And on top of, like, the hotel industry, they push those holiday weekends. Mm-hmm. Airline companies push those holiday weekends.
Right.
Resorts, like timeshares, they all, those are big money weekends for them. For them to stop that machine is probably not going to happen in our lifetime. I don't know how you even begin to stop it, or how you even begin to embed in people's heads that it's a bad thing and that we should move on from it.
All right, so, like, moving on, I kind of want to talk about sports. I'm a sports guy, and with all
big fanatic over there. Number one fan of Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin, where is he? Is he coming back to the NBA? What's going on with that?
Nah, I think he's playing in another league, right? Or he signed a deal overseas?
Yeah, I think he's overseas. He wanted to get his cheese over there. He's like, fuck that, I'm getting some cheese over there. But yeah, the NBA is coming back in the next 2 weeks.
So what is there a point to the NBA at this point? I mean, everyone's saying that everyone's getting sick, everyone's, like, testing positive. Does this even matter? Like, it doesn't even matter, like, if they have a championship and someone wins this championship, everyone's gonna talk shit and be like, this is bullshit. This is like this is the trash championship y'all won. It doesn't even count, right?
Yeah. I think for majority of it, I think the only squad that's really coming back in full force is the Lakers and possibly the Clippers, which, I don't think anybody else is going to compete with them, really. I mean, we laughed about the Brooklyn Nets last week, and it's kind of like other teams are becoming that third string team. So
I feel like they should just cancel all sports in 2020 and just start over in 2021.
I agree with Neva, because I just feel like, even though they announced these dates for these teams to come back, there's still so many unknown There's like protocols that aren't in place for if a player does get sick during the season. Like, how do you handle that? Like, if coaches get sick, and it's just a lot. And I feel like they just need to hit the reset button. And
man.
And I know they're trying to save the season and salvage what kind of money they can get out of the season with TV contracts and sponsorships and whatnot, but it just doesn't look good. Like, I just think they should just dead it. Like, there's already been a couple of college football teams that have said they've called it quits for the upcoming fall. And I think you're going to see more of that because especially with football, there's so many players and it's a huge contact sport. It's going to be hard for that to happen on a weekly basis. And then you're going to get, what do you do with a player that's in college, on a college campus that has to go to class? There's almost no way for that guy to quarantine. They're sharing rooms with dorms. Mm-hmm. So college is probably way worse. But as far as the NBA and the NFL, Major League Baseball, I genuinely feel they should just dead it. I mean, the like turnaround of the season is going to be crazy. Like the NBA is going to start August, Jamie?
Yeah,
and then they would go until what, December or October?
No, September, and then they're going to restart it. And
so they would go until September. They would have the draft the next month, that draft would actually be supposedly the start of the 2021 season. So everything is going to be backed up and it's going to be weird. So I think they should just dead it.
Well, the Dodgers, the MLB is doing a 60 game season, and they're kind of putting everybody in their stadiums, like everybody's rooming in the stadiums, and gyms in the stadiums.
How many games is it usually?
162.
Yeah. Oh shit!
So they're really cutting it to basically a 3-month season for what that is, and then they're supposedly they're checking them every day, every game. They're gonna be checking all the tests. Like they're gonna check every player, every media person, and yeah. To me, honestly,
I'm kind of okay with baseball. Not to cut you off, Jamie, just because on the field of baseball, you're kind of already in a social distance setting.
Yeah.
With the way the players are spread out. And I think that kind of helps with practicing with the game time, speed, everything. But these other sports are just way too much contact and it's almost impossible. And it doesn't mess with the baseball's timeline, right? They'll still be on schedule to end their season in October, November.
Yeah, they're going to be.
So they missed half the season already.
Yeah, they missed half of the season, but they're trying to take a close look, especially because baseball is probably the most high-paid organization in sports. They get paid $300 to $400 million for 10-year contracts. So there's a lot of money on the line to be lost for this season. But for the most part, I think baseball is fine. Basketball, they should really think about it. Football, they should think about it. And I even think soccer is fine because you're constantly moving from each other. But we'll see what happens. But
are these organizations at risk to lose their business? I don't know. Why are they pushing for this so much? Are they losing money?
Well, they have contracts. A lot of these players have $300 to $400 million contracts.
Yeah, but why can't they just kind of come to some type of an agreement that it's on freeze and it extends to the next year?
But I feel like they're losing a lot of money from cable TV.
I definitely know that ESPN is probably boring as fuck right now. I don't know what they're doing. What are they?
Yeah.
What are they showing?
They're showing old episodes of games from years ago.
Right.
It's just weird. Highlights from finals that happened back in the 90s and
I'm about to say back in the 80s, 70s, 80s.
Showing old Magic versus Celtics Lakers shit. It's kind of weird. But like Never said, I think TV money is huge. That's why they're okay with showing these games with no fans because they'll still get that TV revenue money, which is probably the largest revenue share they get is the TV money and endorsement money, advertisements while on TV, all that stuff.
Especially during the finals of NBA finals, the World Series, or even the Super Bowl, they're going to lose a lot of fucking money off of that.
There's a question I have. How about people that have season ticket holders?
It gets
are they getting their money back?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're gonna do it tonight. I mean, that's easy, right?
Because I don't think
that's going to be lost already.
I don't think they're going to give their money back. I think they're going to say, whatever ticket you have, it extends to next year.
Yeah,
because that's easier to do that than to give up millions of dollars back to these motherfuckers or hundreds of thousands of dollars back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think there's any way they're going to give back that money because even in retail. We don't want to. We'd rather exchange than give a refund for a return. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. We want to. Once we've gotten that money, we want to hold on to that by any means necessary. I'm sure they feel.
Probably spent it already.
Not only that, they're going to lose out on a lot of jersey sales. Like some of these players only have like a 1 year contract, and then now this contract with the 1 year is going to be voided because the season didn't go. So so they're going to lose a lot on fucking jerseys and uniforms and hats and all this shit. So
this
we're
is
gonna
like
see how it happens.
This is insane. But you know what I do like what's going on with sports, and we kind of called it right when we were speaking. I don't know, 2 episodes ago or last episode when we said the Cleveland Indians and like the Washington Redskins need to change their name.
Yeah,
and then these motherfuckers are gonna change their names, huh?
Yeah, I think it's come down. Another thing that's come down to money because even with Nike, they pulled off all the memorabilia and merchandise for the Washington Redskins. If you go on a search on Nike, you can't find any of that stuff.
Oh wow!
And I'm pretty sure whoever does the Cleveland Indians merch is probably the same thing. And then also FedEx, where the Washington Redskins play, it's called FedEx Field. Mm-hmm. The owner of FedEx is actually a shareholder within the Washington Redskins. So he's a part owner, and he threatened to pull out the FedEx name off of the stadium and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think the fact that large corporations are beginning to distance themselves from the organization, it's putting pressure on the owner to really change the name now.
How long have they been wanting to change that name? For like decades, right?
Redskins at least 8 years. Like always been an ongoing thing for like the last 80 years.
They gotta change. They gotta change all these names, right? Yeah. The Indians, the Redskins, the Braves, the Atlanta Braves,
the Chiefs,
the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Florida State has the Seminoles.
Seminoles.
They gotta change all of that shit. And then go ahead.
There's a laundry list of names. But I think the Redskins was probably the most offensive.
Yeah.
Where people that term Redskin is such a derogatory term towards Native Americans that I don't know how I haven't seen too many people say it or good or bad how they feel about the word Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or Seminoles.
It's all got to change. It's all got to change regardless. It's like having like the Chicago Chinks or something, right? Basically with the Redskins.
Okay. That was way out of, no. I think the Indians
it is the same thing.
The Indians is the worst because of the mascot that's on the hat.
Right.
It's it's a Native American, and then the team is called the Indians.
The only now they're gonna get a new logo and new merchandise.
Yeah, but that's gonna be good because the people are gonna want to get the new merchandise. Like I think the Indians, the Cleveland team they're trying to go to their old team from the 1800s. They were the Cleveland Spiders, and a lot of people have
shit is whack, yo.
I know, right?
a lot of people
on the top of the hat.
Like a lot of people have been doing like mock merch, and it's been looking cool. So
Cleveland has like the worst names for shit. They had like the Cleveland Browns, Cleveland shit, like
Cleveland Cavaliers,
Cleveland doo-doo. Wait, so I did some research on some of these sports teams. So I didn't know the Washington Redskins used to be called the Boston Braves. The Cleveland Browns were the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
The Dallas Texans are now the Kansas City Chiefs. Mm-hmm. The Decatur Staleys are now Chicago Bears. Excuse me.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
And then the Houston Oilers was Tennessee Titans. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The New York Titans became the New York Jets. The Pittsburgh Pirates became the Steelers, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then in 1943, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers merged together, and they formed the Steagles.
No way.
I think that one's a troll.
No, it's true.
I've never heard about that.
I don't know. Yeah, man, that don't sound right.
You giving out names, bro. That was your own name?
The Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steagles, they merged and they became the Steagles for like a season or something. I don't know.
That's wild as fuck.
I thought that was whack as shit.
The Pittsburgh Steagles.
Further reason for me to break Philly's balls a little bit more. Pause.
Yeah. That's crazy. I never heard of that for real. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, the Steagles. What do you call it? Anyway, I mean, I don't know, man. I have a great idea, though. I feel like sports should minimize. They should change. I have like an idea for all of these like franchises and sports teams to just start creating these like mini exhibitions. Does that make sense? Instead of doing like instead of having like full out games with teams like playing horse, or like seeing
that's no fun.
You don't want to see
fucking crazy. No, I don't want to.
You don't want to see like Kyrie playing against like KD and then a game of horse. Come on, man.
No, what the fuck?
I wouldn't mind
boring.
that.
You're
Maybe
crazy,
like
T.
once
You don't want to see
once a
that?
year.
You don't want to see like those little exhibitions, like those NBA
Nah.
exhibitions?
That's what have the NBA All-Star Weekend. They do shit like that.
Yeah,
Around the
I
world?
just say like extend that shit over. Just have these like little exhibitions. Do like
No,
do
what
like
the fuck?
21. Play like 21, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Knockout?
playground
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, some playground shit, or like like instead of like watching baseball games, do like batting cages. Watch.
Dude, they do that already.
Yeah,
It's called batting practice. They already do that before the games.
Yeah, but like just start filming that shit. Watching your favorite.
You film that.
Am I wrong? I feel like I'm onto something here. No, Am I
Cricket
wrong?
just wants us to watch. No, cricket just wants us to watch warm-ups. Basically, what's what
I know,
it wants
right?
us
Yeah.
to do.
I don't know. It makes sense to me.
I did think it was kind of whack how Trump kind of like came out condemning those organizations, though, saying like they're like kind of whack for wanting to change the name, or they're succumbing to the pressures of the public, and they should stay steadfast in their position and keep the names.
Yeah.
I just think he's like, I don't know if he's trolling. I don't know what is it. Why would he even go down? Like, he's just making more and more enemies, and now he's making enemies with these corporate companies that are the ones backing out. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand it. I don't
think he's
understand.
trolling at this point, man.
He has to be. I know he's maybe doing it to like the people that really fuck with him. He wants them to like feel empowered by what he's saying, and especially come in voting time. But it just doesn't make sense. Like, that's a clear vibe. Like, someone being called a redskin, I don't know what that must feel like. It probably is equivalent to a black person being called the N-word, and you want to defend them keeping that name.
Or like the Chicago Chinks, like I said. It's horrible. Yes.
Get away from the Chicago. That's a crazy name you came up with.
Chicago Chinks.
The Denver Gooks. You know what I'm saying? That shit is mad offensive, yo. You need to change the name. We don't.
Brooklyn in.
What do you call it? Yeah, I mean, yo, man, Trump is he's a racist piece of shit that needs to get out of office. I'm telling you, like, I'm over all of these people. You know what? I'm over celebrity. I'm over like famous people. Like, what has famous people done? What have they done? What have actors and actresses done? If anything, they've just done a bunch of like music videos of them singing horrible songs together.
That shit was dumb.
Imagine all the people.
Like, that's gonna help. And they sing the songs in their fucking mansions and shit.
Yeah, like I'm like, I don't want to see that shit of you and like your swans in your fucking backyard.
Backyard with the lakes and shit. Imagine we could all be together.
Yo, I feel like all of these celebrities are the most useless piece of shit. Like they don't know how to think for themselves. They have no idea. They have no original thought on like what to do. I would say a majority of them, like 95% of them, have no fucking original thought at all. And they're just like a bunch of puppets. Like, I'm like, the fact that we worship these good looking people is like fucking sick. Like, it's just dumb. It's like it's a rap. Like, I know we've talked about the death of celebrity, but like, if anything has proved that more and more and more, like even these large corporations run by these egomaniacs, these narcissists, you know what I mean? Who just like nonstop have to talk about themselves and their ideas and all of this shit. Like, it's a fucking rap. Like, I'm so sick of it. Everyone has become a rendition of Trump to me.
Yeah.
You know, depending on how rich and powerful they are. They're all different renditions of Trump to me, to be honest with you. And they all like, I don't need to see these people in power. I don't need to see, like, I don't know, man. Even with our podcast, right? Everyone keeps hitting us up to be like, yo, you should get this big DJ or this big DJ or this big DJ. And I'm like, yo, when the time comes and, you know, when the stars align, we'll get that dude. But I'm not going to go out of my way and really bother this dude to introduce me to this guy, to this guy, to this guy.
To get that guy.
To get this guy.
Especially right now.
Yeah, to come on our show and have him not really want to come on our show.
Yeah.
And treat it like, why the fuck am I here? Because my homie asked me to be here and then I got to do it. Like, I'd rather not have that shit and then, like, you know, not deal with that shit and, like, you know, be on, you know, and be in the whole interview. Like, I'm just like, oh, so you did this accomplishment and this. And I know I want to talk to these dudes, but I want to talk to them in a real way when they want to come on the show. When they want to, like, organically. It'll happen organically. Most of our interviews, I would say a majority of our interviews happen organically.
Yeah.
99% of them, they always happen organically. And then it's never really like, exactly.
Yeah, and then the last thing I want to do is talk to, like, honestly, the bigger the DJ is, the more, I don't know, like, the more media trained they are. So like these answers that I'm getting from them, I could literally watch 5 other YouTube videos of them regurgitating the same fucking answer, telling the same anecdotes and stories like multiple times. So like I'm not trying to diss any guests that we've had on here, but to be honest, like I didn't start this podcast with you guys to be like, yo, I want to get all of these famous DJs on here. I came on here to honestly get the no names on here so we could just talk about a bunch of real shit that's really happening. That motherfucker that are not being exposed in the media. You know what I'm saying? That is the whole point of this. Like and that's why we always said it was like the working DJ. Like who the fuck ever said, oh yeah, like big shout to the working DJ? Who the fuck ever said that? Nobody. Like I don't get, you know what I'm saying? As for honestly, like, when did big DJs ever start saying, yo, big shout to the working DJ and da-da-da? Like, they never said that shit.
Nah, they still don't say that shit.
Some of them do now. But I'm just saying, like, it's
kind of cool now.
I'm not here for the celebrity and all of that shit. And to be honest with you guys, a lot of these celebrity DJs or like big name DJs, you know, not to shit on anybody in particular, but most of the time they're the most vile human beings you've ever met in your life. Like the amount of hero DJs that I've met, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The amount of DJs that was like, oh my God, they're my fucking hero. Like I love this dude and I met him and I was like, wow, what a fucking asshole. Like this guy is a fucking
I'm
prick.
with you. I think
it's hard because I feel like in the DJ industry, maybe in the sports world,
any industry,
when you become a certain level, you're so far removed from reality, and so far removed from what's really going on that you're relying on your team to kind of like inform you of what's going on.
And they're all yes people, right?
Yes. So you're not getting real answers because they want to appease you.
And
because you're the one, you're on the payroll.
They're all protecting their job, right?
Right.
So you're not gonna get this real person. You're gonna get this like delusional fucking person in an interview, who's gonna act like he's a normal person or she's a normal person. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Right now, I'm not in the mood to do those kind of interviews, to be honest. You know.
And I mean, I think we've even had those conversations in the past, like whether it's this person or that person would be a good interview based on the fact that, okay, we don't really know them well. So this would be like a connection through someone else. And is it even worth having that person on that we don't really know, that we can't have genuine conversation with? You know what I mean? That's what our platform has been based on, is just being able to have real dope conversations with people, and it's free. Not politically correct.
No, for sure.
Not worried about getting the right or wrong answer or how you're going to look saying those right or wrong answers.
Yeah. And go ahead.
And the craziest thing is that sometimes like people see somebody on the internet, on their Twitter or whatever, and they think that that's how they are in real life. And it's sometimes we've dealt with like the opposite. Like people are not as cool as they look as like on the internet. And it's very difficult to maneuver a podcast for more than an hour with somebody that's like differently what we thought we were going to get. You know what I'm saying? And it's ugly, man.
I'll put it this way. I do care about all the guests that we have on this podcast. And we're not like a Joe Rogan or a Joe Budden podcast or any of these large, big podcasts. We're like, we're fucking nobody, we're crumbs. We're bullshit. All of you guys. You guys ain't shit. Do you understand? It's not just me. We are collectively like the same amount of diarrhea in this whole industry, in this whole podcast industry. Okay.
Yep.
So all I'm saying is, for our little podcast, I do want to like the guest that's on, but either way, I want to protect their career. So I'm never gonna have a guest. I'm never gonna have a guest on this podcast with the intention of ruining their career or talking shit about them. Do you understand? Then I'd rather not have them on the podcast at all.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, because I didn't make this to be like a gossip thing where we talk about shit. It's really to just have, it's really what the title of the fucking podcast is, Reflections of a DJ. So it's like reflections. It's literally the opinions, thoughts, all of these things of a DJ. So I want it to be somewhat real and raw, not to the point where anyone loses their job or like loses money or work and shit, but I want it to be fucking raw. And I'm not in the mood to have some of these dudes on. And I say this to all of our listeners, I love the DMs. I love you guys giving us suggestions and stuff, but I'm not in the mood to go after some of these DJs that you guys keep regurgitating to me. Like, I'm not going to do it. And it's going to happen when it happens. There's a lot of these dope dudes that I want to bring on. Maybe I'm going to hit them up that are hilarious on Twitter. Yeah. And I got to bring those guys out because it's like those guys, their perspective on the world is completely real and like untainted at all. Because those
DJs people don't even know about.
Exactly. And that's what this is that I'm not, let's be honest. How many podcasts have popped up out of nowhere about nightlife and DJing and all of this shit in the last year and a half or 2 years? And we're approaching year 3 on this. Not to say we're like innovating anything, but it's like, I'm not gonna be like fighting over DJs and stuff like, you guys got them, or like, we have to be exclusive. I'm not about to do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my rant anyway. But anyway, what I'm saying is that we are
fuck celebrity.
Yeah, I'm really not into the whole celebrity shit at all.
Status, none of that shit. Popularity contests, nope.
No. But there are a handful of really talented DJs out there that we do want to get. Now that we're talking about DJs and stuff, since we're not going to be in clubs and all of this shit, surprisingly, this year has been pretty decent for music, right? There's been some good. This new Pop Smoke is.
I listened to the album. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was just going to be like a lot of that Brooklyn drill sound.
Yeah.
But he has a lot of different sounds, and he collabed with a lot of people I didn't expect him to collab with.
Who's the first known rapper that you kind of see similarities between him? Pop Smoke.
50 off the top.
Yeah, right off the top, right?
50 Cent off the top.
I think he has that 50 energy and maybe a little bit of his cadence in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the way he raps, I don't know if I can compare it to anybody. And I'm trying to think of someone, but just the way he raps and his delivery is so different.
Yeah.
And it's very UK influenced. I thought he was from the UK when I first heard him. When I first heard Welcome to the Party, I was like, this dude's got to be from London.
Yeah.
But obviously he's from New York. But yeah, like voice-wise, 50. But how he raps, I can't think of anyone.
I thought this album was really enjoyable to listen to, and I actually was surprised at some of the songs that he did. He had like a lot of like, I don't know what you call them nowadays, love songs.
Yeah.
And then the
romantic renditions.
Yeah, he had a lot of those.
It kind of reminded me of like LL Cool J. Early in his career, when he started doing like those love songs.
Yeah.
Like I Need Love and shit like that.
I thought it was good. I thought it was like his voice, that little slurred voice was very similar to 50 Cent. And I thought it was like, it was a good album, man. It's kind of a shame that it's not kind of, it's a real shame that he's not around to do it.
Enjoy this.
That
was my thought too. Like listening to the album, it's like, dude, it's fucking sad. Like this dude should be here enjoying the fruits of his labor with his friends and his family, and possibly when everything's done, go on a massive tour and really really blow up the way he should have been blown up properly. But his life was taken short, man. And then for what? Like what was it, a home invasion?
And they still haven't like found out who killed him or any leads to that.
What's going on with that? Yeah. They don't have anything on that shit, huh?
Yeah.
Nope.
None at all. And it's crazy because it's LA. And you would think that they would be on top of shit.
Yeah,
but it's going to be another murder like the Tupac and the Biggie that they'll never find out what happened.
But so you just don't even hear anything, like even with Nipsey, like what the fuck happened to that dude?
He's going to trial. He's locked up. They're still working on his trial, but he's definitely going to do time.
Yeah,
he's definitely shooting for that like an insanity plea though.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's definitely looking for that shit.
Yeah,
you could tell.
He's gone for the 5150, but
that was completely strategic when he went to that mental hospital, right, to turn himself in.
Yeah,
yep.
It was strategy. He had called the lawyer up. I was gonna say no. Pop Smoke gave us a diversity in this album, and I really like the samples he used, like the "I'm So Into You," the Fabulous.
Yeah,
that was out of left field, and it was a great song. Mm-hmm. So it just sucks that this dude would never get to see the light of what he could have become. And especially, like, he did great. Like, he has some good-ass features on there that... Yeah, the Mustard one was surprisingly good on how he rapped on that beat. So...
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's holding, the top 15 spots on iTunes?
Yeah, all his songs were single. Yeah, all his singles was up there.
You think he's in
the top 10?
Is he on deck to outsell the baby?
I mean, nah, he's projected to sell like between 175 and 190 first week sales.
What did the baby do?
Oh man, that's a good question.
He did over 200?
Let me double check. The baby debut album, Kirk, went on to sell 145 for the first week.
Oh, so Pop Smoke might body those
Yeah.
sales. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Especially because the money goes to his family, which is great. And yeah, 50 Cent did a great job executive producing this shit.
Yo, speaking of 50 Cent, can we go into this T.I. versus 50 Cent shit?
Hell yeah, let's talk about this.
Yeah, I woke up to that. Like, what's going on exactly?
T.I. decided to give 50 Cent a birthday present, which was calling him out on the verses. He said, "Get 20 records. Like I'm calling out the bully. Like, let's get it going." And he's been on this fucking whole social media thing where he's calling Kevin Hart, like, "Yo, call 50 and tell him that I'm ready," and calling Swiss Beats and Timbaland. So I think we're gonna get that very soon. So I think that's gonna be a good battle.
So
I like that.
Everyone's shitting on T.I. though on Twitter, saying that he doesn't have the catalog and he's not an icon and he's out of his fucking mind. Meanwhile, I'm thinking that I think that's a pretty fair. I think that's pretty fair. No,
I think they can go hit for hit.
I looked at T.I. hits, and I feel like T.I. has. It's weird. I feel like he definitely have like around 25 to 28 hit songs.
Yeah,
but he haven't had a hit song since like 2015. Which is crazy.
Yeah, I think the last one was No Mediocre, but
exactly, man.
And that was Iggy's song, right?
No, that was his song.
Yeah, but 50 hasn't had a hit in like longer. Like
it was definitely
15 years. Yeah. At least 15 years.
Yeah.
His last hit was what? What would you say?
Technology?
I would say I Get Money.
That's the same time. Ayo Technology.
Same album.
Same album. It was on the
credits. That was 2007, right?
Yeah. The only thing 50 has G Unit and all the records
on
that album.
He got features also.
Yeah, but
a lot of features.
But that G Unit album was stacked, bro.
Yeah. Also, damn near every song on that first album.
Yeah.
I mean, damn near every song on that first album can go on in that versus battle.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
didn't have much.
They're pretty equal. They both have club hits. They both have radio hits. They both have street records.
And they have their own sound, right?
Yeah, their own sound. And they both have anthems.
Yeah.
Like, Bring 'Em Out is an anthem.
In
the club is an anthem. Like, they got a lot that they can.
That'd be a good battle.
What would be T.I.'s number one song? So 50's number one song would be In the Club, right?
Yeah, of course.
What would be T.I.'s number one song? Bring 'Em Out?
I would say Bring Out, or maybe What You Know.
What You Know was a massive record.
Yeah, What You Know about that is like when that synth comes in, when you drop it on the one, that's a massive record. But even hits like Rubber Band Man.
Why You Want to Go and Do That? Top Back, King.
Even Ain't I? Even though he was speaking on that shit still hits.
Yeah, man. And then
T.I. has a bunch.
Like Crooked said, that whole Get Rich or Die Trying album was massive. And then you go to the second album. What was the second album called again?
Something Massacre, right?
Massacre. You got Candy Shop. You got Just a Little Bit. You got
Disco Inferno.
I think that's about it. There's only like 3 on that one.
Yeah.
No, but dude, trap music for T.I. has Let's Get Away, 24s, The Rubber Band Man. Like, how are you gonna beat half of those records?
And Urban Legend was huge. Pause.
Dude, King album was huge. Yeah, I got T.I. and I love both.
On a radio, maybe a radio platform, the song with Rihanna was massive.
Oh yeah,
and the one with fucking Justin Timberlake.
Live Your Life.
Live Your Life.
Was a massive record.
Huge.
And the one with Justin Timberlake was big.
I kind of hate that song, but it's a big song, yo.
Yeah, I hate it too. It's ugly.
He can throw blurred lines.
He can throw blurred lines.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Swagger Like Us with Jay-Z and Eminem and all them.
Blurred lines.
Kanye.
T.I. has
My Love with Justin Timberlake.
T.I. has like newer hits. T.I. has more hits too. Like he has All About the Money with Young Thug too.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Like he has like recent hits too that he could drop.
Like, Soldier with Destiny's Child. Whatever you like, bring them out.
Yeah. Motherfuckers is like. I swear there's like either a bunch of New York motherfuckers in that Twitter that was like going at T.I. or they just young motherfuckers who don't know about T.I.'s catalog like that.
Fancy with Drake. It's gonna be hard, bro. Pause. It's gonna be a difficult ass battle for 50.
Even though it would be tough, that first 50 album is just so.
You could put every song on that. Yeah. Every song on that album.
On the album.
Like top to bottom, that first album is so complete.
Yeah.
That it's gonna be hard to win around just facing that first album.
Who do you think is going to win? Because we've been watching these verses, right? And the verses really are dependent on who's DJing, right?
Yeah, song selection.
Right. Who's 50's DJ? I don't feel like he has one.
Who Kid?
Is it Who Kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll be.
T.I. doesn't have one, I think.
It's really going to come down to who's DJing and how they're controlling the battle. Just like the battle between me and Jamie with with Pitbull and Hammer. And everyone was like, "Yo, Crook, like
you sold those records, by the way."
No. But
and then I noticed on the audio, my records were lower than your fucking record.
No. Do you know? Can I tell you?
It was a selection, Jamie. You ain't played like the hits. You held off on that.
You know what? Oh, Jamie Pitbull should have won that.
No, because I thought we were going 10 records.
So here's the thing. I feel like going first is kind of. I think that fucks shit up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You're showing your cards, but then again, Jada went first, and he kind of.
That's true. I think going first is. No. I think going second is better because at least you can react to something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know how they do it though, like in the middle of when they get to like maybe if it's like between 1 and 10, when they get to 5,
they switch over. Yeah.
Like whoever starts over.
I'm talking about my battle with Jamie though, with that one. So like
that's everybody that commented on it.
It definitely helped. It definitely helped for me to go after him, so I could just be like, all right, let me hit him with this Hammer joint. But yeah, you should have won that. But I also feel like it was the way you dropped some of the records. You just dropped it nonchalantly. But
yeah, because I thought we were just gonna go ahead. I didn't think you kind of presented shit and this record, this remix by Teddy Riley. But to me, I was like, take it, let's do
who shit. So you just like dropped the shit, like, oh, here we go.
And then you had the biggest hype man over here. Like, he was giving you fucking work.
Yeah, Never, you was hyping that shit a lot, though.
Yeah, he was fucking.
Never and D, though. D was doing dance moves and shit.
Yeah.
Doing shit.
You had Flavor Flav over here just amping your shit out.
It didn't help, but whenever we dropped Pitbull, everyone was just like sitting there like, okay.
Okay, are you done?
That was a feature.
That was a feature. Oh, that was the worst song.
No. But Jamie, I wasn't turning down the Pitbull
songs. You did.
No, I didn't. I wasn't doing that.
Audio One told me that my shit was lower. So fuck you.
No. You know what happened? This is what happened.
You turned the knob down.
No, okay, I'm telling you, the quality of the Hammer songs, the way they're mastered and mixed, they hit a lot harder. They sound louder. They do sound louder. Like the way they're mixed and mastered. Come on, you guys were hearing like it just sounded like the Hammer
sound was better.
The Hammer recorded his album in the 80s?
Yeah, in 80s, early 90s. It was going in studios.
It was predominantly what do you call it? It was predominantly sampled, a lot of samples, right?
Yeah.
Number one in studios. I would say also maybe some live percussion at the same time, being top. And then also it was recorded on probably reel-to-reels, right?
Yeah.
Like 2-inch reel-to-reels at that time.
Yeah.
Maybe a DAT.
No, they had those big shits.
But DAT machines came in the 90s more.
Yeah.
Possibly a DAT machine.
But I would say in the 80s, I think it was a reel-to-reel. I honestly think
it was reel-to-reel.
I think it was a 2-inch reel-to-reel. I think anything recorded on the 2-inch reel-to-reel at that time sounded fucking spectacular. Mm-hmm. Everything. If you think about like all of the 80s electronic,
Rick James,
but all
that shit,
like all the electronic sounds and all that shit that came from the 80s, right? Definitely. Mm-hmm. And a lot of like that Depeche Mode, that's when they were like kind of using drum machines and doing all that shit. That shit sounds way better on reel-to-reels. All of those 80s drum sound, it doesn't compare like to how they sound now when you're recording it on your computer to like an AIFF file. It's completely different.
Yeah.
And that's the thing was all the Pitbull songs, they sounded flat. They just sounded like really like one-dimensional. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It didn't help you put the volume down, but I mean, who cares?
No, I didn't do that. I'm not
cheating ass. Yo, a lot of people liked it. Shout out to everybody that liked it. But it was great. It was a weird, obscure battle that you came up with. I think Neville came up with it. I don't know who came up with it, but good call.
It just came up in random conversation, right?
Like, how did that conversation come up? I don't even remember how that came up.
I was playing reggaeton, and then that's when Never asked me.
Yeah, but Never, how did it? How did the Pitbull and Hammer shit come up from the chat?
I'm trying to think, man. I'm not sure.
It had to be Big Ben.
Really?
Maybe
because Big Ben was heavy on the MC Hammer shit. Like he was really like, yeah. I think it was Big Ben.
I don't even know how that conversation. We got to find out how that conversation.
I think Big Ben did have something to do with it because we were going back and forth.
He was involved. He talked about it. He was like, he was on camera, but it was some conversation we had. I don't know what it was, but I can't remember. We got to go back.
Did we talk about the next battle that we wanted to try? Did we talk about?
Yeah, we did on the last episode. We did.
Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to that. Never, you're gonna. So the battle that we wanted to do was basically Biggie's exes, right?
Yeah,
the main and the sides.
Biggie's wife, ex-wife, and Biggie's ex-mistress. So
we talked about this in the meeting. We didn't talk about this on the podcast.
No, we talked about it. We talked about it on the podcast.
We did. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be Lil' Kim versus Faith Evans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then Never, you're gonna take Lil' Kim, right?
Not Lil' Kim, yeah.
And you got Faith Evans.
I'm the biggest Faith Evans fan, so I already have
I got my shit off of her.
I'm with Faith on this.
I don't know.
I don't know who I got, man.
I don't know what
Never hits.
I don't know what Never's gonna play after Be Faithful.
Oh no, she's got hits.
Yeah, I don't think what he's gonna follow that up.
What else? Be Faithful.
A lot of features.
That's the name of the song, Jim.
Yeah.
Be Faithful. You know what I mean.
Love Like This before, yeah. Love Like This, right?
No, you could play Be Faithful.
Huh?
You could play Be Faithful. That's a remix.
I guess I could.
You could. You play that Teddy Riley remix.
But then Never could play a lot of Lil' Kim party breaks that there are out there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough one. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Wow, this is good. I wish I could do it now. Pause.
I know.
What are you gonna play? The Jump Off? Come on, bro.
Oof.
No, she's got that hardcore album.
First of all, the Jump Off wasn't a big song for her.
It was a big song for her.
That was a big song.
You gonna play the
Jump Off was a big record.
That was definitely big in LA on the West Coast.
Yeah,
that was
crazy, never.
No, you don't want to say that, Jamie. Oh, you gonna do a Jump Off? That's
but what do you do?
Sound like that's like a bad song. I'm like,
but it's not even a hit.
That hardcore album had at least half of it.
Had a couple.
Yeah,
she had some good features.
She had a lot of good features.
Money, Power, Respect.
So
you know the number one feature, man, that could go up against Love Like This.
What? Christina Aguilera, Lighters Up?
Quiet Storm?
Fucking Benjamins, yo.
Thank you. See?
Oh.
This is gonna be good.
Oh,
so you gotta go. You gotta go first, I think.
Yeah, you gotta go first.
Never, you gotta go first. He's like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because if you drop the Benjamins, I know what I could drop right after it.
I almost forgot about the Benjamins, to be honest with you.
The Benjamins, the remix.
That's massive. And she has a crazy verse on that too.
Are we doing 5 records or 10 records?
I don't know. With this one, I feel like we could do. I feel like
10, right?
I feel like 20 is too dragging, right? That's too draining.
10 is way too dragging.
I think
10.
Let's do 10. All right.
Yeah.
But I could honestly do 20 though. Pause.
Same here. But
you gonna bring out Teddy Riley remixes?
Are we going to try to do this on Twitch on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be 8 p.m. Pacific time. If Jamie's COVID tests come negative.
If not, y'all could go do it. I'll tune in.
Oh my God. Can I just share with you guys? It's been exhausting trying to coordinate this podcast and just life in general with these fellas, with my homies.
We had 3 scares already.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
2 for Jamie, one for D.
Yeah.
I feel like another one's gonna come for D another time.
I'm way more self-conscious now. I mean,
D's gonna
that's what I said.
D's gonna do like a pickup game somewhere. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone's just moving. It's just been exhausting.
Mine was the same time. So I gotta just double check. That's all. But it wasn't like 2 different occasions. It was the same fucking situation at home.
And I didn't even know with Jamie. I didn't know you could get COVID from eating ass. That was a new one. Yeah. And then you ate the same bowl of ass, and you had to get tested twice. I didn't need to see that. That shit was nasty.
It happens. What do you want me to do?
No.
I have full confidence that Jamie's healthy.
Dude, I have no symptoms besides that fucking baby cough, and that's about it. There's no and it's gonna be 2 weeks from the point where the last time I was around somebody who was positive on Friday. So I'm confident that I'm okay. It's just been stressful waiting for these fucking tests.
Wasn't it last week?
No, it was 2 weeks ago. It's gonna be 2 weeks on Friday.
I think the tests are starting to take longer because more people are getting tested.
Yep. That's exactly it.
But my panic is why are they taking forever on mine? What's wrong with me? So it fucks with your brain a little bit.
They're like, yo, he got like super mega COVID. He got like a new strain.
They found the new strain. They found the hard hitting shit. But yeah, shout out to Kirk because he put me on all these vitamins and shit, and I'm like feeling great.
You should have been taking those vitamins when the shit first hit, man.
I don't know any better. Sorry.
Now
are you taking vitamins? Never? Are you taking your echinacea and your magnesium and your zinc?
Since this shit started.
Yo, I have a question, Never. When we were Jamie's age, were we that cocky and like hard headed and stupid?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
we were probably worse, right? We were probably
way worse. Y'all had money at my age. Y'all wearing cufflinks and chains and shit.
That's right.
Yeah,
maybe you remember that shit.
Yeah, it's some other time.
It's funny. It's funny how like the little baby cough. Or like even like me, like clearing the throat.
Yeah,
that shit'll freak me the fuck out.
It fucks with you.
Does that happen with y'all?
Same with me, man.
Bro, I'm scared.
I just had to do it. I was scared to do it.
Like, yeah, there's been times where like overnight I'll get a dry throat.
Yeah,
I sleep with my mouth open. And I'll wake up. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Any little thing is setting me off right now, and I'm like, what do I do?
And
like,
Vegas is like the driest pussy ever, man. It's like so dry. It's like the driest air. Like everyone that comes here from like another city or state, when they stay here for multiple days, they get sick just because of the dryness and like the AC.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
It really affects your skin.
Yeah,
your allergies go crazy. Mm-hmm. Like your sinuses go crazy. Like,
and especially right now because it's getting hot in Vegas. So you're going from if you're going outside and coming back in your house or any place, you're going hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And that's what fucked up my sinuses. Like it got a dry ass congestion, and I was fucking scared because I was like, why can't I breathe as much? Yeah. And it's scary, bro.
Dude, when I get tired in the middle of the day, I get scared. But then I think about it, like I always feel like this. I always get tired in the middle of the day.
It's 120 degrees outside.
Don't do shit.
Yeah, but it fucks with your mind when you're waiting for the test results. You're like, fuck.
You're gonna be all right, Jamie.
Jamie, what have you learned? So. Jamie, what have you learned from this? From being from possibly contracting COVID 2 weeks in a row from the same ass,
back to
back. What have you learned from this?
Precautious.
What did you say? Precautious?
Like I have to be more precautious. Yeah, precautious is a new word.
You learned precautious?
To be more precautious.
Okay.
But what's crazy? It's not me. It's the people around me. That's the scary part. Like I can trust you guys all I want, but if your family around you guys,
you can't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody, bro. That's the scary shit.
No, I can trust you guys.
I can't even. I don't trust none of y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah, you're paranoid though.
I don't trust. I don't trust none of y'all. I definitely don't trust. You got 2 strikes and D has 1. I don't trust D.
Yeah.
D is too cute and sociable to not get the shit by going out and shit. Motherfucker going to barbecues, talking to motherfuckers.
Petting dogs.
I'm over here. I'm looking at his IG stories like, why is he petting a dog?
I'm like, his head was about to blow up.
I'm like, this motherfucker's going to get COVID from a dog.
I didn't even know animals could get it.
Dude, I still don't think animals can get it, but Cricket thinks they do.
I feel like they can, man. I'm like, why? And I feel like an asshole because I'm gonna be like, in my head, I'm like, I gotta call this motherfucker up and be like, why are you visiting people? You know?
Yeah.
And then why are you touching dogs? Like, it sounds crazy.
Like, why are you around your family? I don't know, motherfucker. I live with them.
I'm like, yo, fuck your family. We got a podcast to do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, fuck, like,
because I'm so tired of Zoom. Like, I fucking hate this experience.
Cricket was like, yo, move out. I'm like, in this pandemic to move out? You're fucking crazy. What do you want me to do?
Crazy. Live on the streets, bro. No one's gonna fuck with you.
For real.
Be like those motherfuckers that live in the tunnels in Vegas. There's a whole bunch of them.
The underground
tunnels.
Yeah.
I feel like down there. You guys ever seen Demolition Man? I feel like it's like a whole new city. Like
it is, man. It's actually kind of like that.
Is it? Have you been there?
I've seen like motherfuckers like by going to a junction and going by industrial.
Yeah.
That they had that tunnel down there.
Yeah.
They have people that live down there, man.
You know, I used to get like invites when I first moved out here. They're like, "Hey, you want to go for a walk?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, what are y'all doing?" Like, we're just gonna explore the tunnels. And I'm like, why?
That shit's insane.
I was like, why would you willingly do that shit? And they're just like, oh, we just want to check it out and see what's in there. I'm like,
That's
fuck no, I
crazy.
ain't doing that shit.
No, yeah, it's scary. It's scary, bro. And it's honestly like I do trust you guys, but it's just people around you. Like we trust Neva, but when he goes to the grocery store, there's 100 people around him that not wearing a mask.
It's like when we go to our Cricket's building, whatever. It's just like
it's a scary thing. Yeah.
No one's wearing a mask in my building.
They think it's like y'all like really
it's like Club Med over there. Motherfuckers going to the gym, to the pool, hanging out in the lobby. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
they all started wearing masks, and you could tell like how pissed off they are. Like
it's not even over the nose; it's like under the nose.
That is the new "fuck you, I don't want to wear a mask" thing, right? It's the guys.
No, I hate that.
That's the new fuck you and fuck your mask shit. That's the everybody who has the mask right under their nose.
Yeah,
that's
like
the new. Yeah, that's
like how do you not just put it over your nostril?
Or they have it hanging on one ear.
I know that if they have their nose sticking out, I'm like, all right, this guy has to be like a Trumper, or this guy has to be like one
privileged.
of those COVID, like, I don't believe that shit, it's a hoax kind of motherfucker.
Yeah.
All of those that's like the new way of saying fuck you, having that nose stick out and shit. I think that's hilarious. Is there anything else we want to talk about? So I think we're gonna end this, but I wanted to actually give a shout to all the DJs out there, all the working guys who are kind of I don't know, maybe in a dark place recently. I feel like a lot of us have been kind of in a dark place, just because I've been speaking to a lot of DJs, and on the phone and through text and via DMs, and it feels like reality's setting in, for the first time that we're not going to be working, and I just want to let y'all know that. It's best for y'all motherfuckers to start communicating with each other and just talking with each other. Yeah, and by all means, if y'all want to DM a motherfucker and like hit me up, I'm over here. A lot of y'all been doing that, and I love it too. I love speaking with y'all and hearing what's going on in your city and what y'all are going through. So we'll end it over here, and everyone just take care of yourselves, man, and try to stay positive on whatever y'all doing. And then
it's okay not to be okay. Basically, it.
All right. Thanks, Jamie. Go ahead.
Hey, on that note, if you want to watch this video alongside all our brand new videos we release every Friday, youtube.com/R.O.A.D podcast. Make sure you comment, you subscribe, you hit the notification bell, and be the first to get the video.
Mm-hmm. And then you can check us out on Twitch. Granted, if all of us are healthy and safe and COVID negative, we'll be on Twitch every Sunday at 8 p.m. Sorry, 8 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch, twitch.tv/R.O.A.D podcast.
Yes.
And then I think we're gonna start doing the DJ sets again, off and on. We're trying to get that underway. We haven't been on Twitch for the past 2 weeks because of Jamie over here. But
thank you.
Y'all welcome. Y'all welcome with saving Uber money.
Yeah, but we're gonna figure the shit out, and then hopefully we'll see y'all on Twitch soon. But big shout out to DJ City, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.